Failing to acknowledge your abundance of time early in life is the same as denying your wisdom and experience when you're older. Man, I wish more people would really understand that. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Creative Circle Podcast, the #1 podcast for those executing and those unsure how to execute on their ambition. I'm your host, Luke Flex, and today we're going to be talking about diligence and priority. You know, it's funny, over the weekend, I actually sat down for the first time and actually wrote out my priorities. What exactly am I trying to accomplish, and what is the order of them? So I literally wrote it all down, and there were 5 things that I wrote down. One of them was personal brand content creation. One of them was work. One of them was family. One of them was like group activities. And then I think the 5th one was health. And so I said, okay, those are the 5 things off the top of my head that I feel like are important to me. And so I went inside of each of those categories and I wrote down specifically what each of those represented. So for personal brand, what that looked like was podcasting, podcast clips, what else? There were a couple other things off the top of my head I can't remember. But then, you know, for health, it was working out and eating healthy. Eating healthy, I'm pretty good at doing that, but working out, I could see I was lacking in. And so I looked at my schedule and I said, okay, if this is number 3 on my list, I need to prioritize this. So what are areas or what are things that I can cut back on to prioritize this particular thing? And so it kind of helped me to be able to get a better sense of direction, because it's easy to get hyped up. I'm very easily excitable. And so whenever I'm like listening to something, I feel like very, very inspired. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do about it now? And so one of the things I was listening to was talking about, you know, priority lists. And so I wrote that down, and that was like incredibly helpful for me. And hopefully it's helpful for you as well. So if you're like not sure exactly what you should be doing, like create a priority list and funnel that through. Go through those steps. I read this quote the other day in a book, and it says, failing to acknowledge your abundance of time early in life is the same as denying your wisdom and experience when you're older. I think, man, I wish more people would really understand that. Would really understand how much time you really have to do what you want to do. You just have so much time. Like, it's incredible. Like, people will say, oh, I want to do this, or oh, I want to do that, or I want to start a business, or do this or that. It's like, okay, cool. I said this in one of my last podcasts. What are you doing about it? Like, have you physically written it down? Like have you strategized and planned about it? We're going to talk about this in future episodes. I'm literally in the process right now where these videos, they don't look that great. The thumbnails are just a still. The background doesn't look that great. Like, all this stuff, there's things that I want to improve on. The content, what I'm talking about now, the way I'm structuring it, I all want to improve it. But if I focus on those micro little things early on, I'll put out a podcast once a month. Now, if that's my goal, then great, I've done it. But when you're first starting out, it's about quantity over quality. So that you can put out a lot and then take a look at, okay, here are the things that I need to change in these episodes. Here are the things I need to shift on and pivot. That's why you have to have a good group of friends and people outside of your circle who are able to review your videos, your work, and be able to give you real criticism that's going to hurt, but is going to be helpful in the long run. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now, is I'm just trying to pump out these episodes as fast as I can, come up with ideas, create an outline, and then shoot these and get them out. Don't worry about them being perfect. That, like, I'm an editor, so it kills me that I'm like not laboring over this and making it look all perfect and having 6 different angles and it looking clean and aesthetic. Like, I would rather put out something that could be valuable rather than trying to perfect something and only putting that out once a month. I'd rather put out 4 or 5 of these. That's why I'm literally trying to put out an episode a week. So I just encourage you, if you're trying to work on something, don't perfect it, just put it out. And if you're afraid to put it out, then that means you're insecure. That means you're valuing and caring about what other people think of your work. It doesn't matter, especially in the beginning. You can't let that get you down. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Once again, I'm going to read this quote just one more time. It's so good. Failing to acknowledge your abundance of time early in life is the same as denying your wisdom and experience when you're older. Thanks for watching. If you found any of this helpful and you think a colleague or a friend would enjoy watching this video or listening to it, share it with them. It would mean the world to me. And please, please consider subscribing. It makes me very happy. Until next week, see ya.